Well, hello and greetings again. Y'all, I was just in a situation that, I kind of been in a situation like this before, but it was never like this. Like, the whole time I'm walking to the store, I felt drops of rain, but I just felt like it wasn't going to rain until I got back home. Okay, and so once I was done shopping, and I'm at the register about to self-pay for my own shit, it starts raining. While I was in the store, some guy from Nigeria, a Nigeria guy, stopped his shopping cart next to mine and we exchanged numbers, which was cool. Okay? But I'm thinking, like, because while I was at the register paying for my stuff, I'm thinking he's leaving because he waved at me when he was walking out the door. This nigga was outside once I got outside, and I was just it was 10 other people still, like, outside waiting by the door for it to rain because they were done doing their shopping and they was trying to get to their cars, but they was afraid of the rain just like I was. So he offers me a ride. Now, I need to stop doing this because this is dangerous, to be accepting rides from strangers. So, let me try to catch my breath because, like, I was so scared. The whole time I was riding in the car with this dude from Nigeria. I didn't know him from a can of paint, just like he didn't know me. So I accepted the ride. I accepted the ride because, like, number one, I didn't want to get soaked, and I didn't want this hair in my head to get soaked, and I just didn't want to get wet. So when he offered me the ride, he told me to stand by the store and he was going to pull the car up. So before I got in the car with him, I started praying to myself because I didn't know what he was on. You know, even though he has a very thick accent and he's from Nigeria, I can still understand him. So it's pouring down raining. He stops the car where I'm at. I get in the car with him. He starts driving and he says, "I like you." I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, that's cool. And I said, "I thank you for giving me a ride." He said, "Yeah, because I like you." He grabs my hand and we're holding hands. But then while he's driving and we're on the way here to my apartment, he's going to say, "Can I at least get a kiss because I gave you a ride?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I don't know you, sir." And then so he grabs my hand again, and this time he tries to force my hand. Force my hand to touch his, you know what. I'm not about to say it. I've already broken a couple of rules on YouTube as it is, and that's why they be copyrighting my stuff, even though I don't do anything like remotely related to porn or anything. But yeah, he tried to make me touch his, you know what, and I jerked my hand away. I was like, "You are bad." I'm like, "Stop." And I had this little grin on my face because I didn't know what this dude was gonna do to me. Like, while I'm in the car with him, and he's like, "I stay 15 minutes away from here. You want to go to my apartment?" I'm like, "No, I just want to go home." And I had to lie to him and tell him that I had a baby at the house that was sleeping. Now, really don't nobody leave no baby in the house, especially no newborn in the house while they go to the store unless they are a crackhead or some shit like that. And they got to be on drugs really bad. I don't have no baby. My child is 11 years old. But, and my child is at school. But he really did try to make me touch his, you know what. Then he grabs my hand again, and I'm like, dude, what is it with you? Next thing I know, he tries to touch up here. I'm like, I'd appreciate if you just gone ahead. I showed him, I pointed in the direction of him to drive me in my apartment complex, but I did not let him drive me home. I told him to drive me by the leasing office, and I let him see me going to the leasing office, because it was nowhere in hell I was going to let this dude know where I lived. He was already touchy-feely and acting like he wanted to rape me. I just wanted to ride home. So, like, I was not even on what he was on. He wanted to, do something. And I was not going to give him a kiss or no hug. I shook his hand and I said, thanks for the ride. But ain't no way in hell I was going to let him know what apartment I lived in. My heart still beating out of my chest because I was scared the whole time. And this wasn't that long ago that I just got out of that man's car. But anyway, I just had to let y'all know about that experience. Now, I was going to get on here and tell another story time about something that happened in my life, but I had to tell y'all about this because this just literally happened to me. I felt like I could trust him because he was old, and and I didn't really think that a dude who was like in his late 50s was on something like that, whatever he was on. But I'm done. This is the end of the video. I will come back with another video later, but I've got to take me a drink and sip some gin and just try to like wrap my mind around what just happened, because like I said, my heart's still beating fast out of my chest, and I just can't believe something like that just happened. But yeah. Until the next video, y'all stay blessed.